This is how the magic happens. So I was over at my Facebook account, and this guy, Aaron Hoffman, had a post on my profile, and Aaron said, by the way, can you do a quick video on your video setup? Do you use VidBlaster in the last webcam video interview? And I'm interested in multimedia camera views and that sort of thing. And I've done some of these in the past, a little bit here and there, but I thought this one I'd do a total detail, as much information as I can give to you, because I've been experimenting with video and that sort of thing. So I've got a camera here that I'll show you physically what's going on. Okay, so first of all, I've got two monitors here. This camera that you're looking at right here is this view that you're seeing. And then you can see here, this right here is my family video camera that I take to places like Disney World and stuff. It's a 3CCD, and that has to do with the quality of the lens, and it gives a really nice picture. It's a, what is it? It's a Panasonic, here's the label. It's a Panasonic 3CCD True Color. But now, you know, they're doing HD, and I gotta say I don't know much about HD, and I can't really comment on that. I know that converting HD in some video editing programs and whatnot is troublesome. But what is happening here, and I'll show you this screen, this is a screen capture of VidBlaster, actually, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset that. Select area, and I'll show it to you in all its glory here. Okay, so VidBlaster is the program that I'm using almost primarily, exclusively for my videos, and the reason is because it's just a fancy switcher. So, like for example, I can have multiple cameras, I can have multiple screen captures. So like I'll just go down right down the line. Like here is this is the Panasonic. This is that webcam. Here's a screen capture from my second screen. If you can see that over here, that's this screen capture. And then here is a screen capture that I took of the of VidBlaster, which is on my other screen here. And so that is, and I'm doing this all in real time. And that, one of my problems was this is all super low budget. I mean, low budget in the fact that like no money is really spent typically on production and that sort of thing. But I have invested in some software and hardware. Now, VidBlaster cost me this is VidBlaster Pro, and it cost me, I think, $500. But that is not really what has really changed my life. My life has been rocked by this new computer I bought, and I call it Video Monster. And this is the recipe of it. You can actually get to it from my personal blog. If you go to sagelewis.com, and it's over on the right-hand side. It's right here. It says, you know, Sage's Computer, Video Monster. This is just a page on my personal blog, and what it does is it lists all the hardware for this computer, and then I'm listing all the software that I use on the computer, and mostly I'm doing that for my own use. I've found that it's very handy if I have all that information. If my computer crashes or whatever, I can just come over to this blog and I can go right through and I can reinstall the software really quickly. And but I did put up this all the hardware because I'm pretty proud of it. It's you know, there's terabytes of hard drive space. What have I got here? I got like, I think 12. I got 6 2-gig memory chips, so I got 12 gigs of RAM. it's crazy, and I'll see if I can show it to you real quick. It's whoa, hold on. It is, oh man, I'm going to spill water over everything. Okay, it's that computer right there. It's actually kind of a small gaming system is what it amounts to, and that is what I do, and that is how I make most of my videos now. Now the other thing I am doing that's sort of interesting is I'm using I'm experimenting now with doing live conferences, and the tool that I'm using for that is I'm using two tools. I'm using Skype and I'm using ooVoo, and the reason I like ooVoo is because you can do video conferences of up to 6 people. So theoretically, what will happen is I could have 6 people connected on ooVoo, and what I would do is when they come online, I just screen capture them like I've screen captured everything else, because I can have as many screen captures as I want in VidBlaster Pro, and so each person becomes a screen capture, and that's what and so we can have this really interactive, cool thing. So that's what I'm doing next. Now, one of the problems is that a lot of the people that I want to have these videos with are in my office, and I'm getting a lot of reverb because their mic picks up my voice, and that was one of my tests I did with Greg Haverman last week, and that's a problem. So now I'm working on microphones. Oh, and speaking of mics, I want to show you this really quickly. Something I invested in earlier this year is a little mixer that I have, and it's called I don't know, Xenyx, Xenyx, and 802. And so it's just an audio mixer, and everything is going in to that mixer, and what's happening is the sound is actually coming out of line 1, if you can see that right there. So what I'm doing is all my sound goes into this mixer, okay, and then line out, which is right over here, I'll move my plant, line out, which is this here, goes out into the line in on my new fancy computer. And so now what I have is I have multiple microphones, or I have multiple computers, and all of that just goes into the mixer and it mixes into line 1. And so you know, I can have a lot of different audio, and that thing I think cost me $80 or something like that. The computer cost me about $2,000, I think. So you know, $500 on VidBlaster, $2,000 on the computer, $80 on the mixer, and then I obviously had this camera, and I spent probably $700 or $800 on that, and then I'm buying mics and cords and stuff like that when I want to upgrade my mic. You know, at some point, and that sort of thing. But that is it. That is how I do it. I will say one last thing, that oftentimes I use a tool called Pinnacle Studio, and I use Pinnacle as a editor. So if I'm mixing something, like if I'm doing something a little bit more involved than just a video like this, I use Pinnacle for that, and Pinnacle is about $100, and I've really liked Pinnacle, and the new version 12 is pretty reliable. They all crash. My sister-in-law is a videographer by profession, and she says even her stuff on these top-notch computers crashes and that type of thing. But I will say that Pinnacle is something that I'm pretty happy with, and that's this tool right here. So that has been pretty good. So there you go. That is everything I can possibly tell you about my studio, and that's how I do a lot of this stuff. And if you have any other questions, or if you want more information, just let me know. I'm happy to tell you. I'm an open book. All right, everybody, this is Sage Lewis, the Web Marketing Video Guy, and happy marketing.